Alright guys, so this right here, this is why you don't become dependent on drugs and alcohol. This is my neighbor, and at this point in time, he's going through alcohol withdrawal. He's trying to get himself clean, but he's also on a lot of medication, and he's acting really, really freaky. At this point, he came over looking at our van. I didn't happen to catch this footage at first. He's coming back over again, only this time he's actually going to get into our van. Now, I catch him on the video camera after this. It looks like he's popping the back hatch to our van. I don't catch him right away. But then when he comes back around here and I see him getting into the van, that's when we have a baby gate in the hallway to keep the dog out of our bedroom. I come running out. I hurtle over the baby gate. And I don't know what the hell he's doing. I thought maybe he was trying to steal something out of our van or something. But then when I get closer, I see he's really bug-eyed, and he's not all there in the head at that point in time. I was thinking, you know, he might be strung out on drugs or something. But it turns out he's going through alcohol withdrawal. He was very dependent on alcohol. And the doctors have him on tons of medication, and it's causing him to hallucinate. At this point, he's telling me that someone named Jeff, I guess it was his old boss or whatever, they were working on a vehicle over in his driveway, and that Jeff sent him to get cotter pins from behind the seat in his van. And I'm like, who's Jeff? This is our van. And here he comes again. We see him on the monitor. We see him pacing back and forth, talking to himself out in the yard. So we come out, and we're staring at him through the window, keeping our eye on him. And then we see him. He's getting ready to go into our van again. And I guess at this point, I scare the shit out of him. Coming out, and he's telling me the same story that Jeff told him to go get some cotter pins. And I'm like, who the fuck is Jeff? I don't know Jeff. This is my van. It's not his van. We don't have any cotter pins. Get the hell out of here. I'm calling the cops. And he's acting really weird right there. That's about the time that I tell him I was calling the cops. And I guess he goes straight over to his old lady's house or whatever. They live separately, but they live like right next to each other or whatever. I don't know. This is the same footage, just a close up. But earlier in the day, he'd come over, and my wife was taking out the garbage, and she sees him coming up the driveway right where I'm standing there. And she asks if he wanted to talk to me. And he says, it's all right, I got it. And takes our garbage can and takes it down to the end of the driveway. And she's like, I don't need that anywhere. The garbage already came yesterday. He's like, oh, it's okay, I got it. No problem. And my wife comes walking back, and she's like, I don't know what the hell that crazy-ass motherfucker is doing. But
and it's like he thinks things are happening when
so this is his old lady that we're talking to.
I apologize for him coming over here.
We did call the police because he was going through our van.
Twice.
He's not in the right state of mind.
Yeah. I could tell because he looked all bug-eyed.
Because he's all talking like my boss. He ain't talked to his boss in a long time. He hadn't even been to work.
Right.
So
I don't know if maybe you can have them take him up to St. Mary's to the 7th floor or something.
They don't even have the 7th floor up there anymore that I know of.
I mean, while he's getting clean or whatever, but I mean,
It's not
Yeah.
gonna help.
Well, he doesn't need to be roaming the neighborhood
Yeah,
going
I
through
completely
people's
understand
vehicles.
that.
I mean, I didn't want to have to do it because I
apologize.
mean,
I understand when you find somebody going through your van, yeah.
Crypto Hush.
But I apologize,
Yeah.
and hopefully this doesn't happen again, but he's just not right. Because, this morning, I was looking out my window over here, and somebody is at the butt of this trailer with a flashlight getting into their cable stuff. And they just went out to the cable company yesterday, and somebody's hacked into their cable. So they had to switch their whole box and everything.
Huh.
So when I seen somebody here at 5 o'clock in the morning up at the trailer with a flashlight on,
Right.
and he's telling me it's not him, I'm like, well, who's up at 5 o'clock in the morning getting into your trailer?
Right.
So it could have even been him, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do apologize.
It's fine. I think he needs to be taken somewhere to while he
We
gets
have
clean.
tried so many places to get him in, and it's nothing but a waiting list. Six weeks or longer, and he can't wait 6 weeks.
Right.
He
Maybe
keeps relapsing
yeah.
and keeps relapsing.
Maybe with the cops out here seeing him and everything, maybe they can kind of make it a priority.
I hope, but
Yes.
I don't see him doing anything. I just hope they don't haul him away. But,
Yeah.
I just want to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to press any charges or anything. I want him to get clean too.
Yeah.
I just can't have him going through our
I
stuff.
understand. That's why I don't live over there no more, because I can't handle the drama. But I just wanted to come and talk to you
Okay.
guys and let you know.
All
So
right.
sorry about it.
Not a problem.
It is a problem.
So there, if you couldn't hear, my wife, after I said that, she said, "It is a problem." But here, the cops are showing up finally. We did call the cops, and they made it put it in as a priority call because we thought he was strung out on drugs and whatnot. They got there within, I think, 10 to 15 minutes, which is really quick for Decatur police. Came up, asked us what was going on, and we did tell them everything that happened. And the cops were really nice, but here in just a couple minutes, a cop comes walking up from behind us, and it kind of freaks me out a little bit because I didn't see another cop car. I didn't see him get out of that cop car. It turns out he parked down the street. He went around the back and parked down the street, just in case. And so we're telling the cop what's going on. And at this point, if you can see, middle right hand side, my neighbors come walking up to tell the cops what's going on with him. And the cops are going over to talk to him. And it's about this time we see an ambulance pull up at the end of the street from the highway and just sit at the entrance. There's the other cop I was telling you about. But an ambulance comes rolling up and just sits at the entrance. My neighbors don't see it because they're around the corner, but it's in plain view for us. And then just a waiting game right there as they're talking. The cops come back to talk to us and ask us what we want to do. I tell them I don't want to press charges because if he's actually trying to get clean, I'd much rather them try and take him to the hospital or whatever, get checked out. Maybe they can help him. But I don't want to see him go to jail because as a parent myself, I don't want his kids to see him hauled away in handcuffs, Now, it's a sad situation, but at the same time, it's also funny in a strange way. as an outsider, you know, seeing this going on and experiencing it, it seems really, really crazy, and you almost can't help but laugh at it. But I mean, in another perspective, it's also sad that someone can become so dependent on substances that when they start detoxing from it, they start hallucinating and they really start acting crazy, you know. But I guess the Jeff guy was a hallucination for him. It was his boss, old boss. He hadn't been to work in quite a while. He hadn't spoken to Jeff in months. And I guess he was hallucinating that he was out working on a vehicle in his driveway. He'd been out all morning. I'm not. This part wasn't clear to me. I'm not sure if he was hallucinating the part that he was working on a vehicle or if he actually was. But the cops finally go back over after they talk to me, my wife, and find out what we want to do. And they try talking to him, getting him to leave in the ambulance. He gets a little excited, I guess the word for it, until his dad comes walking up, and his dad is finally able to talk him into leaving in the ambulance to go get checked out. I haven't seen him since, so I'm wondering if they kept him. The cops are coming back to let me know what was going on. Let me know that he did leave. He did finally agree to go to the hospital. And the cops were really great. There weren't any problems. I don't know why, but here in just a minute or two, the screen will kind of glitch out. But before they left, I did shake their hand, tell them they did a good job, and tell them thank you and everything. So, but they agreed that he did seem really strung out. They weren't sure if it was from the alcohol and the medication or if he might have been strung out from something else too. But it was a very odd day, to say the least.